Let me ask you this question. When you go to a new place or start doing something for the first time, what usually leaves you a lasting impression? To start off, this time I'll be making a special piece of artwork, as well as eating one of my favorite dishes that I haven't eaten for years. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. To answer the earlier question, many people would say, well, it's being able to eat delicious food, captivating sceneries, or maybe trying out new cultural activities of local places. But I believe it's the warm-hearted feelings you receive when someone welcomes you. And the fact that your trip can never be as perfect as you would expect is indeed a luxury. Sometimes there's a train of thought in my head, thinking that will young people like me be able to find a true peace of mind when trying to escape the tiring cycle of rat race? Maybe the most important thing is not always about how others perceive us, but rather how we ourselves perceive others in a gentle and easygoing way, just like this friendly little kitty. Watching him napping is blissfully relaxing and carefree. You look like you are enjoying the best of your life. And you know what? I realized the answer was actually simple. To the majority of people out there, pottery is quite familiar. Not for me though. Although this was an incomplete experience, at least I think I had a really good time. When I first arrived there, I was greeted by the manager and the staff. And interestingly, somehow people seemed as if they were family, very friendly and close-knit. Which I had to admit made someone as introverted as I am feel included. And they were surprised as soon as they saw me with a bunch of equipment. The imperfection I mentioned earlier was because my hands were busy carrying a bunch of stuff for the filming. I couldn't fully make a pot from scratch. And so my solution was to have one of the staff make the clay body for me. The greenware was prepared in advance, and all I had to do was pick the shape based on my preference. Eventually, I decided to go with a simple flower vase. What I learned was this pottery's wheel was operated through electricity. But there was a pedal at the bottom to custom the spinning speed. And the stab simply helped me trim off and touch up the shape of the vase. You might be wondering, what about me? Well, all I did was decorating it. They explained to me that the pot needs to be covered by 2 layers of color. And before getting to the second layer, the first one has to be dried out using a hair dryer. The rule of thumb is you don't want to paint it too thick or the color will be cracked after firing. And of course, the colors will be slightly different before and after the final firing process. As a matter of fact, you can decorate however you want at this step. All it takes is your creativity. But I was too lazy to go complicated, so I ended up giving it just a simple touch-up. And it did turn out so boringly simple. After the tutorial session, I said goodbye to everyone and headed out for my next destination. That evening, I tried to find a spot to fill up my empty stomach. And this is what I ate. After years and years thinking that, I almost forgot how it tastes. I talked to the owner that I was filming. She was pleasantly surprised and asked me where I came from and why I was doing it all alone. But for those of you who haven't been to Vietnam and never seen it, this is bánh tráng nướng grilled topped up rice paper, Viet-style pizza. And she even made grilled cheese with egg and other toppings in a small bowl like this. On top of each rice paper, you find cheese, egg, onion oil, and a little garnish of shredded shrimp. These are pretty common ingredients in Vietnam. You know what? I had this mixed feeling. This is actually not the first time I'm eating out by myself. But somehow, this time that meal tasted nostalgic and fulfilling to me. Not just because the food was good, but also the way the owner welcomed me as her first guest. It was enough to warm up my heart, and it made me feel like home. I had a little chat with her. Sadly, my mic wasn't working properly, so I couldn't record a whole conversation. And that's how the second imperfect moment happened. probably won't believe this, but before I could leave, the owner was kind enough to treat me to one of the orders. I tried to refuse and asked her why she did it. She said she just wanted me to enjoy the meal and because she cherished me as her first guest, after hearing about my plans. She hoped that the treat could be a way of wishing me luck to whatever lies ahead in my journey. I felt sad leaving because the time I was there, I couldn't keep that warm conversation. But I believe it is those minor setbacks that makes me want to hold those memories closer to my heart. And I realized the sense of connection and genuine kindness from complete strangers could somehow make life beautiful in its own way, even if it's imperfect.